What's up, people? Welcome to the GSC podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Lauchi. Joined this week, as always, by Jamie C.
Hello again.
Johnny.
Hey again.
And Jenny.
Hello.
In this podcast, we're going to be talking about Ubisoft and Sony's presentations from E3 2014, guys.
Okay.
Go on, do it.
Same format as the other video we've posted already. We'll go through all the games that they showed, and then we'll give our views on how the press conferences went as a whole afterwards. So Ubisoft up first, starting strong with the first 5 minutes of Far Cry 4.
A must buy, I will add for me.
Yeah, it looks brilliant.
Did we all play Far Cry 3?
I didn't play Far Cry 3.
Did you play anything?
I watch
In fairness-
gameplay on YouTube and then I tell people I've played it. No, I'm joking.
Mind you, to be fair, 38 podcasts in, I think we all know you don't play anything, so let's carry on.
If it's got little anime girls with boobs, then I'll play it.
This isn't your game.
But no, this was really impressive and really, really cinematic, man, and brutal as well. Now,
Yeah, I'm just loving the main bad guy. I thought he looked a bit douchey, but when I actually saw him act and his voice actor and stuff, brilliant. Looks good.
that scene was really, really strong, man. Really well
Yeah.
acted as well. When the guy just walks up and he's like, "I told you to stop the bus. Didn't tell you
Yeah.
to shoot at the bus." There's a very big difference between shooting at the bus and stopping the bus, and then just pulls out a knife and stabs him in the throat multiple times, man.
He said, I'll shoot the
Yeah.
fucking prawn. But Far Cry 3 had a very strong villain in Vaz as well, didn't it? So they know how to do it. They know how to give these sinister characters life. So I'm hoping he becomes strong. Because people thought there'd be a Vaz game coming out.
Yeah.
That's how much they loved him. He's a really good character. But yeah, let's see another strong play out like that.
The trailer played out. You got taken away by this mysterious psychopath in a helicopter. Then we saw a little bit of a montage game footage before it came up with the title. And this big, booming, mountain of a man was on stage. And he just looked at the crowd and he was like, "After that, you're fucked." And then just walked off, setting the tone for the entire conference, man. It was way more casual than any conference I've seen. Hosted by Aisha Tyler? Aisha Tyler again, as usual. It's always nice to see her, man. I'm starting to really like her doing Ubisoft's conferences.
She said this
Yeah.
is her third year in a row, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we all know her well for being in
Archer.
Archer, of course. So we can say we all know her well, but I can't think of where from. But yeah, and she goes on to talk about how she was in the Watch Dogs game quite heavily as well, and that was fun to see. So she's obviously got a really good relationship with them. It's nice.
Cool. After that, we got to see Just Dance 2015. Yay!
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And this went on for about 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes.
Far too long.
Far, far too long. Oh my god, it was the worst. I really enjoyed Ubisoft's conference, apart from some bits. This was one of those bits. It's the same game. It's the same game that you've seen for the past few years, except this time they've come up with a mobile app so that you can dance in public. Now, I don't know how this is tracking your movements or scoring you, because you're just doing something on your mobile phone and then dancing. Why don't you just go dance in public? It's just the same thing.
It's just a bit unnecessary. I don't know. It doesn't.
Flash
Well, obviously,
dance.
we're not the target audience, are we? So
This is what they said, right? When they were talking about their mobile app and dancing in public. Latency-free multi-device online gaming. What the you're fucking dancing in public. That's not a thing. Latency-free multi-device online gaming. Come on.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god.
Yeah.
There's a lot of abuse in my notes just
You
after
could be dancing in public. I'm sure Gianni's internet connection would still find a way to fuck up.
Afterwards, we saw some more stuff from The Division. We saw a really, really strong trailer.
It was an amazing trailer. We were all pretty silent because we watched on, we were on Skype at the time, and yeah, none of us said a word. It was
It was
really good trailer.
setting the tone for the story, giving you some background on how things came to be the way they are. But interestingly, they kind of left out all of the people. The effects of what was going on were still happening, but you just couldn't see any people. And the tagline was "Tragedy is invisible." So that's pretty cool, and it was a really poignant thing. I've got down in my notes that it's probably game of the show 2 years running for me.
Yeah, it looks
Really,
amazing.
really impressive. But we already spoke about The Division, so let's move on to The Crew. I couldn't care less about this game, so Jamie, what did you make of the new stuff that they showed?
That's upsetting. I thought this was going to be one of the games that we finally picked up and played, but no, I've had it pre-ordered for as long as I can remember, and that's because it was shown off last year at E3, wasn't it? It was revealed then. I think Test Drive did come on to something of a good idea, and I think this is just sort of like finalizing that idea. I like it. I keep talking about big online multiplayer and playing in a squad or literally a crew. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And November 11th, I think I saw was the release date. So it's a bit later than I was expecting, but you know, it just means Christmas lineup is even heavier now.
You can tell that it was getting late, and I really didn't care about this game because my notes are just shocking. My notes are Fast and Furious. I mean The Crew. You and Vin Diesel can drive all over the USA. Supercar only has one spare tire on the roof. What happens if I blow 2 tires? Or 3? Apparently it's fun. Julian is going to tell us. He assures us it is indeed fun. This is the notes that I was taking. I just didn't care, man.
Sorry, just before I forget, I think we should play another game about how many of these will be cancelled. Not cancelled, but will be moved into 2015. Because I have a feeling there's going to be quite a few that have been announced that won't come out.
I'm fairly certain we're going to get The Crew this year because it's been in development for a while. I can't see that one slipping. The Division,
kind of ruining the game.
The Division will definitely be next year. Did anyone want to add anything on The Crew before I move on?
No, I thought it looked pretty good, but
I'm not a big racing guy. We saw Assassin's Creed.
Ooh, yes, we did.
I think we saw that earlier as well, but I didn't bother mentioning it because I'll talk about it later.
You missed it earlier, but earlier was just single player. This was more focused on the co-op, wasn't it?
This is genuinely impressive to me, man. And I haven't been excited for Assassin's Creed in a long time. I was poo-pooing this for weeks on the podcast. I've been saying Assassin's Creed Unity is going to be shit. I'm not interested. As soon as I see this like 4-player assassin takedown stuff, man, oh my god, I'm down. I want to play it.
It's very smooth. Yeah, me too.
I wish they would make a fucking one with ninjas, man.
Eventually, I think we'll get one.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed Unity, French Revolution, a lot of Les Miserables effects going on, or aesthetics, a lot of powdered wigs and stuff. Some of it is pretty brutal as well, man. To be honest, there was a lot of decapitations and heads on spikes in these trailers. But
apparently, the game worlds, it's absolutely massive, isn't it? The game worlds. They're saying like all the islands combined in AC4 doesn't. I can't remember what they said actually, but it was massive. That's all I remember them saying.
Cool. After that, it went into another slump when they showed us this new game, Shape Up. Oh my god, what were you thinking?
Just move on.
Yeah.
This game, it looks like Dance Central fuck Guitar Hero, basically. That is what this game is. Mm-hmm. This looks awful.
And you know Guitar Hero didn't fuck Dance Central.
Yeah, maybe.
Why you gotta be like that? Like Dance Central gotta be the one with the dick, man.
Nobody is going to buy this game, so let's just move on.
Yeah.
Valiant Hearts is a World War One game on the Rayman engine, I believe.
Rayman, yeah.
Looks really interesting. I don't know how the game's going to play out. The trailer they showed was kind of like Dear Esther, their Rayman edition. It was just a dog walking along through World War One inspired backgrounds whilst an old man spoke. So I don't really know how the game is going to play, but I'm interested. And if that was their intention, then good on them. You know,
I hope it's inspiring. I think it's going to be one of these games that's thought-provoking and cheers you up a bit by the end of the day. The latest Rayman game is very smooth, works very well. So I think there's some time for it to grow, isn't there?
Had a bit of a somber ending as well, that trailer. So I'd imagine that's going to be a theme throughout the game. And then the big boss man of EA came out. No, Ubisoft came out. Getting them confused a lot here. And I thought he was going to reveal Beyond Good and Evil 2. I was certain that he was going to reveal Beyond Good and Evil 2. But instead, we got Rainbow Six Siege. What did you guys think of the reveal trailer or reveal gameplay that they showed?
Very interesting. It looked very scripted, but it looked like it was all in game and everything. But yeah, I thought it looked pretty decent.
I could see it being fun for a little while.
Yeah.
But I would have imagined it just being a game mode within another game.
Yeah, I definitely see that, man. I'm also interested, like, in hearing where Ubisoft play online, because is that really what they think people that play online sound like? They're little fictional online gamers that they use in these multiplayer games, man. It's just unbelievable. It feels so fake to the point where you think that that might be in-game characters talking, because it
Yeah.
sounds nothing like actual gamers playing a game like that.
Can I say though, the actual gameplay looks pretty interesting. Pretty much all the walls can be destroyed. Even the floors can be like sort of blown up. Like you can set charges anywhere and sort of within the house. You can sort of come at it at any angle, sort of thing. And I thought that looks pretty good. I just say I'd like to see that on a bigger scale, sort of thing. Like so, maybe not just a house, but like an apartment block or something. Like imagine that like that sort of destruction in Battlefield would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing it like for destruction though, if that makes sense.
No,
It
yeah,
looks
of
like
course,
they've gone back to the sort of tactical feel of the previous Rainbow Six
Yeah.
games, where like you're going to be using that to create entrances and stuff, and
Yeah,
like
but
move in
that's-
on targets rather than like just blow stuff away or whatever, which is
Yeah.
what Battlefield's all about. So,
Well, no, that's also about making new entrances and stuff. But yeah, okay.
and that was the last thing we saw. That was the end of their conference. I appreciated the tone throughout. Aisha Tyler doing a really good job of keeping us interested in like things going on, keeping the pacing good. But some of those sections, like the Just Dance section and the whatever that other thing was called, man, Shape Up, just massive flops that outstayed their welcome by far too long.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for those, Ubisoft would have had a really, really strong conference, but they dragged it down so much. What did you guys think overall about the Ubisoft conference? Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, you do have a couple of negatives that hang in there like a thorn in the side, but to say they could ruin the whole thing, I guess no, they couldn't. You have to accept it because there's a market for those games. And
Exactly.
I mean, we were saying like Phil Spencer knows the market, so they didn't put Connect in there, but I guess Ubisoft has probably stayed successful not just because of Assassin's Creed, but because of how well they sell things like Just Dance. So, if those games have to be there to fund the games we want, then fair enough.
Yeah, I can totally understand it. It's just, I don't know. I personally didn't like it, so I can't score it as high as I would have done if they weren't there. But that's my subjective opinion. So, Janny, anything in that list that seemed interesting to you?
No, not really, actually.
Cool. So let's move on to Sony then. I don't know. I think this is where my notes start getting shit because this is
We had to wait a long time to see this. Like it was like what 2 a.m, so we're all really tired. I think some of us like even had like a little nap.
Yeah, I mean that was it. Ubisoft finished at midnight for us, didn't it? And
Yeah, and we were all
being-
so tired.
being as ill as I've been over the last few weeks, I couldn't stay up. I couldn't talk to you guys throughout because I was spluttering and coughing and feeling really crap. So yeah, I disappeared for an hour and a half to have a little nap and put South Park on in the background. But it was getting late. But
Yeah.
poor old Ricky, our friend in Japan, that would have been like 8 a.m. for him by the time
I think
Sony
it's
came
10
on.
a.m.
10 a.m. Yeah.
10 a.m. and he'd stayed up through the whole thing with us from Microsoft. And
Yeah, so well
That-
done to Ricky.
it was like Microsoft started for him about 8 o'clock at night then, didn't it, or something? Maybe 10
Yeah.
o'clock at night. And yeah, he stayed up, so he was the one going strong.
I haven't got it in my notes, but we did open on Destiny. There was a really big Destiny trailer at the beginning. They went on to say that there is going to be some exclusive content for the PlayStation 4. You'll have access to the beta on PlayStation 4, and I believe it's going to be a timed exclusive as well. They said so.
I mean, they're looking at some DLC. I think an entire planet, in fact. But
Yeah,
definitely
yes.
some missions were making up at least 60 minutes of gameplay to start with. Seems to be the thing, doesn't it? Like, there's 60 minutes in Watch Dogs and in Assassin's Creed exclusive to PlayStation, so seems to be a thing.
We've spoke about Destiny at length though, and we didn't really see anything else other than sort of these beta promises and stuff. So we'll skip past that one. The next thing that I have in my notes is that Hulk is exclusive to PlayStation for Disney Infinity 2.0. That is cheeky, man.
Is that? Yeah, I wasn't sure because, like you say, it's quite late. Are they saying that Hulk in general was exclusive or just
Yep.
a version of him?
No, the
Because
Hulk,
that's mental.
the Hulk is exclusive to PlayStation platforms.
Because when you buy the Disney Infinity 2.0, you get the Avengers pack, and that will be Black Widow, Iron Man, and Thor. So that's still a good enough team to start with. But Hulk is one that people want.
Yep.
Like, I've got friends that are big Hulk fans, and they're not on PS4. They're gonna have to get one.
I guess a load of not mini games, a load of indie games were shown at this point. We saw an amazing trailer for Magicka 2. Absolutely fantastic live action trailer for Magicka 2.
Yeah, that had us all in stitches. That was really funny.
Far outweighed the game itself, didn't it?
Yes.
Totally wasn't expecting it. Magicka is a really good game, man. Really fun. I definitely recommend checking it out when it comes out, man. After that, Adam Boyce was reading out letters. He was reading out letters that people had sent in, and he read one out from a 12-year-old girl asking for a new Tim Schafer game, and then panned out, and it was written by Tim Schafer, and Tim Schafer was there holding it. And they said that they are doing a HD remaster of Grim Fandango for PS4 and Vita, and that will be coming soon.
Yeah, that got me really excited. We were talking
Whoa, wait,
about this earlier.
Wait a minute, wait. Something got you excited?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
It was really unexpected because I was saying to the guys before that this time last year when we were talking about it, and there was no hope because LucasArts, so Disney just bought LucasArts or had them under control or whatever, and it was literally there was no plans to do it. And Tim Schafer himself said that they fought hard to get the rights to it. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting that because it's.
Well,
I think a lot of people missed out on it, and they really should play it.
I'm one of those people. I never played Grim Fandango, man. Would you rate it? Yeah.
Yes, and I have a feeling they'll probably sort out that control system, which is probably the biggest issue with it. But it's got the charm of Monkey Island, and then some. It's a really, just give it a go. I really enjoyed it, and the fact that I put a lot of effort in to get it to work on my PC because it's such a dated game, and I didn't regret it once. So yeah, really looking forward to that, awesome. Especially for the Vita as well.
That was Johnny's E3 highlight. That was.
I wouldn't be surprised. Johnny loves his Schafer games, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Grim Fandango is worth it.
Cool. So anyway. Grim Fandango, PS4 Vita, coming next year, I believe. They said that one. We then saw some stuff from Devolver Digital. We got Broforce, Not Hero coming. They showed that Hotline Miami 2 was coming and something called the Talos Principle. They're all going to be getting their console debuts first on PlayStation. More indie stuff, really, which is never a bad thing. You know, we've had a ton of really cool indie games recently. After that, we got Suda51's new game. It's going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive. I didn't get a title, which I really regret. I wish I'd have looked out for the title, but it was late. I've got in my notes some Mad Maxian shit going on. Let It Die. There you go. That's the title. I did get it. It's called Let It Die.
It's called Hey, I'm Suda51. I like to sniff schoolgirls' knickers and actually piss into boys' hair.
Pretty much, man. It wouldn't surprise me if that guy did that stuff, but I'm always down for some new Suda stuff, man. So,
did you get the last one? I can't remember what it was called.
Killer is Dead.
Killer is Dead. I actually haven't played it yet, man.
I rate it.
I was gonna get the PC version, but I just never got around to picking it up. It's on my to play list though.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite game that I've never played.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I've played all his other games. I will get around to it at some point, but really like his style. Didn't really see much though because the trailer was pretty much live action. After that, we got a new game from the creators of Journey. It's called Abzu. There was a giant squid, and it looks a little bit like Aquaman meets Tron.
Isn't the new studio they formed called Giant Squid? I can't remember.
Well, they worked with Giant Squid?
I think it's a newly formed studio, right?
Oh, right, okay.
Something like that.
Maybe I guess there was a reason why I wrote Giant Squid then. See, this was late, man. This was late. I can't stress how late this was. Yeah, this was probably about 3 a.m. at this point.
Plus the fact they overran means they're going on till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It looked interesting. It didn't look as impressive as Journey does, I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
But who knows?
We'll see once we see more. Yeah.
Then on to some really, really impressive stuff. No Man's Sky is going to get its release first on PS4.
Looks brilliant.
Just remember last week we were talking about what we actually want there, and I said that since VGX, No Man's Sky is like my must-have game, and how I didn't think we'd see it because I didn't see it getting credited on a big conference, and I'm so happy to see that Sony pulled out the guy from Hello Games and like let him have a bit of time on their main Sony conference, and I think really hats off to Sony for that, because the game's going to be phenomenal, and I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Can we just take a second to point out how nice that guy was as well? It's even in my notes. My notes, I've got, this dude from Hello Games is downright adorable. I just want to pet him and give him money. He just seemed like a really cool guy, man.
I'll give him money. I'll buy No Man's Sky.
Yeah, that's good.
The new stuff that they showed, it looks awesome. That game is a must-buy. Like, everyone should pick that up. They then went on to talk about Project Morpheus. I didn't really listen. I've just put, what is real? How do you define real? Which is a quote from The Matrix. Moving on. Oh, God. This is when this random guy, this mafioso-looking guy came out.
Oh, God, yeah. He doesn't look friendly at all.
Yeah, and he started talking about PSN, and he said, YouTube's coming. You're going to be getting a YouTube app soon.
And you can stream direct to YouTube, or upload straight to YouTube?
You can upload straight
from
to YouTube,
so where I've been recently editing on Share Factory, what I would have had to have done was load it onto a USB stick, put it over to the laptop, and then put it up onto our YouTube. But now it's coming to YouTube on the day of my daughter's wedding.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. It needed YouTube. It was lacking.
It's going to be good, man. It's been sorely missed, man, on it at the moment. We're getting new Playroom content that allows you to sort of set up your own digital sets for when you're streaming, which is kind of cool. We're getting content for Playroom where you can change stuff around you and add things around you to make your own sets for when you're streaming. That's all right. That's cool. It's a nice feature. I don't know how well it will be used. Then he went on to talk about a load of free-to-play games that are coming to PlayStation 4. Saying we're getting PlanetSide 2 and stuff. Another free-to-play game that looked a lot like Team Fortress 2. I didn't take his name down. It just looked like Team Fortress 2. My notes. This has gone on too long. It's in my notes, so pretty much showed what I was thinking at that point. PlayStation Now. US and Canada are getting open beta in July for PlayStation Now. No EU release date, though, was mentioned. So it looks like we're going to be waiting a while for PlayStation Now. Yeah. Which is disappointing, because it looks like a cool service.
I want to play Kingdom Hearts HD through the PS4 via PlayStation Now. Or even on the Vita. It's coming to the Vita now, isn't it, PlayStation Now?
Yeah, it is.
Whoop.
Who's playing the crew?
What the hell?
Sorry about that.
They then went on to talk a little bit about the Vita, just to kind of say, we haven't forgot about the Vita.
But they have.
Pretty much it summed up to, the Vita is great. Just buy a PS4 for it.
Yeah, it was. I was really disappointed, actually, that they didn't really, set the Vita on fire by announcing anything.
The biggest game that they showed was Tales of Hearts R, man. And that says
Did they
a lot.
show it? They just said about it, right? Did they show any gameplay footage?
Yeah, they showed a little bit of gameplay footage in the background.
God, I must have been asleep at this point. I don't remember. I just remember them saying about it, and that's it. But even then, that's a 3DS port. It's not even like a Vita exclusive or anything. It's a bit upsetting. I would hope they've. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
The biggest part of this section was that Vita TV has been renamed PlayStation TV, and it's coming to the West. It's going to be $99.
It's going to be £90, £89, I think I read.
Yeah, and that it can play Vita games natively, and it can stream PlayStation Now games. So that's an £89 Vita, basically. I never play my Vita out and about. I always play it in my house. So you're really not going to be missing out on a lot of stuff unless you have a PlayStation 4 by getting the Vita TV and the PlayStation TV. And even then, the PlayStation TV has the function to stream your PS4 to another room. So you could set up your PlayStation TV in your bedroom if your PlayStation 4 is in the living room, and say somebody else wants to use the living room, just stream it upstairs and play using your DualShock controller up in your room. The applications for it are really good, and at that price point, I think it could be really strong as well. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's cool.
I think they had some nice touches, but like you say, it was getting late, and I think the thing that let me down with Sony is how much they kept me waiting for stuff that might not have been coming, and it was getting late, and it looked like their conference was going to finish, and they were ending on some bits that I didn't quite like, and I don't know, it was worrying. I think the PlayStation TV though it's a fun idea, but I don't know, for £90, you're getting a TV-based Vita with other functionality. You can't really complain.
True. After that, we got to see Mortal Kombat X. They made a point of saying it's Mortal Kombat X, not 10. So you do pronounce it as X, not 10. I think that game looks sweet as fuck. I think it looks awesome. They showed off some of the new characters. There's a spider chick. There's some guy that looks like Master Blaster from Mad Max. Fatalities are back with a vengeance. More badass than ever. What more could you ask for, man? Mortal Kombat 9 was the best game in the series. Injustice took that formula, improved upon it, and then they folded it back into Mortal Kombat now, and it's just looking awesome. I don't know. I know Johnny is the only other person that really plays fighting games, and you're more of a Street Fighter guy. But what did you think of Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty interesting. The environmental hazards, is that from Injustice? I think you were saying, or that environmental swing on tree branches and
that's stuff that's the stuff that they've moved through into Mortal Kombat X from Injustice.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. So I mean that looks interesting, but yeah, I mean it definitely looks like Mortal Kombat. So if you love the Mortal Kombat sort of fighting system, I think you'll be quite happy. But yeah, I'm more of a Street Fighter player, but looks good.
Cool.
I liked what I saw.
I don't think fans are going to be let down, man. At the same time, I'm not sure how they're going to pull in new customers with that, though. And then after that, we got a long, boring presentation about a new TV show called Powers that's coming to PlayStation Network.
What a mistake. It went on for far too long, and we got really worried because we thought, oh no, the press conference is going to end on this, and we were kind of crapping ourselves. We thought, well, that's just ruin the whole conference, and they spent 10 minutes on it.
I mean, to be honest, even though there was stuff past that, to me, that still ruined the conference.
Really? I think
10 minutes of build up and talking just to show off a little bit of concept art.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah.
Complete waste of time. Also, in the artwork, that's clearly Superman. They're trying to tell me there's some guy called Brandon, but it looks like Superman. It's got Superman's chin. It's fucking Superman.
It's Brandon Roth from Superman Returns.
Good work, man. Anyway, Powers is a TV show that's coming. If you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you get to watch the entire thing for free. Doesn't bother me at all. It wasn't interesting, and it was kind of a mistake to put it in there, I think. Reminds me of the Wonder Book blunder from the other year, man. It's on the same sort of scale. I'm going to move on from that because I don't really want to talk about it. I missed a load of stuff in the interim. We saw some more trailers going towards the end. But they ended on Uncharted 4, A Thief's End.
Did we talk about the Batman thing? Was that during Sony?
That also was, yeah. That's one of the trailers I missed there. Let's talk about that first.
Because I must say it looked absolutely amazing. They showed quite a lengthy gameplay segment of it. It looked, absolutely amazing. They showed off the car and the new visuals, obviously.
I was genuinely worried about the Batmobile sections, man, that they were going to take away from the gliding and stuff. But it looks like it's seamless. You can shoot out from the Batmobile and just go straight into glide mode and stuff. It's going to add to it, man, not take away. I can't wait.
Definitely.
A much improved glide mode as well, I might add.
Yeah.
Looks sweet. Looks very crisp. Looks very smooth. Batman back to where it should be, or progressing to where it should be after the blip of the last game.
I believe they also, towards the end of the trailer, things started cutting out. And I thought they were having technical difficulties. And then
you're meant to, aren't you?
Yeah. And then it just cut to the Scarecrow talking a load of stuff. And I believe they said that there's going to be exclusive Scarecrow content on PlayStation 4.
Correct, yes.
Which is going to be awesome, because who didn't love the Scarecrow stuff from Arkham Asylum?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really strong. I'm really happy with that. And that's coming out next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the moment, it's looking like May, I think.
Yeah, but fantastic. Really happy with that.
Going to be really impressive, man. And then Uncharted 4 was announced with a little trailer at the end. It's got the subtitle "A Thief's End." During the gameplay stuff, you heard Drake talking to Sully. Sully saying, "Oh, you need to give it up and stuff." And Drake's like, "Oh, come on, one last time." And then Sully's like, "You know what? Yeah, one last time."
I liked how it opens. So it's like, so what do you think? And then it shows obviously the new graphics. It's all in engine, captured directly from the PS4. It states at the beginning. What do you guys think of the graphics?
I mean, mind blowing. Naughty Dog are on another level. When
It really
comes to
is.
this sort of thing, aren't they? But I'd just say as well, there was a piece, while we're still talking about Uncharted and Naughty Dog, there was a piece on The Last of Us as well, wasn't there? And they showed a trailer.
Yes, it's very clean.
And I might have been quite tired, but I didn't see too much difference from the PS3 version.
Oh,
but then that's almost a testament to the PS3 version, though, right?
There's quite a few differences, man. If you look at them side by side, they've up-resed everything. A load of textures are so much better now and stuff.
It looks
It's
very
basically
clean.
I like to imagine that this is the version that they built, and then they had to scale it back to get it out on the PlayStation 3. So I get the feeling this is going to be the definitive version of that game, man. And Uncharted 4 looked better, like quite a bit better, man. So
I cannot believe it's definitely the best. The graphics we've seen so far on any platform. I think this has definitely been the strongest we've ever seen so far.
I haven't ever seen a character model look better than that Drake character model, man. Even on PC, like I've never seen a character model look.
And the water as well was like dripping from him as well. Looked bloody amazing. So we'll see if they can.
Genuinely, he has things to lose in this one as well, doesn't he? Like, he's aging. You can see that from his character design.
Yeah.
He's getting older. He's got his wedding ring on as well. So we know he's got, that riding on it as well. I think they had to do an Uncharted 4 because of the new console.
Yeah.
Had there not been a new console cycle for a while after Uncharted 3 came out, you could kind of forgive him for finishing his story there.
Yeah.
But I think one more time is right. Get out on the PS4, show them what they're capable of, and then lead on to a new IP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I agree with that completely. I think this should be the last Uncharted game. This should be the swan song. It should tie everything up and give us a nice ending, and then let Naughty Dog do their thing, man. Because we've seen with The Last of Us what happens when they do their own thing, and it's only good, man. So cool. And that was the last thing that we saw in Sony's press.
I think
conference.
we missed the GTA 5.
Shit.
And stuff. That looked really cool. I thought. I mean, I don't think I will get it again, but the improvements.
What?
Yeah, I don't know because I obviously played it on PS3 and completed it, but the improvements they've made looks, really strong. Like,
Yeah, I think if you go on, Gianni, sorry.
I was going to say, I'll tell you where I'm at on this. I'm really. Where the fuck did that come from? I'm going to get it for the online because I will play through the story again just because I can. But I think just online is so good, and we didn't really play that much of it.
I'd just like to point this out whilst we're here.
Another game you've not played.
There was a section in the GTA Rumour game where we were asked, "Is GTA 5 going to come to PC?" And my answer was, a complete version is going to get announced for Xbox One and PS4, but it will also be on PC. And that is totally what happened, man. I fucking called that shit!
Did any of us disagree with that?
I did, stupidly.
What do you know, Johnny? What do you know?
What do I do?
So that was the press conference. Overall, I don't think it was as strong as last year, but last year was a special one, and I don't think we'll ever see a press conference like that again, man.
Well, yeah, because it was absolutely smashing.
Yeah, it was. I'd never seen another company go for another company's jugular the way they did last year, and I don't think we'll ever see that again. So this year kind of maybe felt like a letdown because there was no shocking moment like that, but it was fairly strong. One last thing that I do need to mention, because I completely forgot to mention it, and it was the best thing that they showed, right? Bloodborne is basically the new Demon's Souls game. It's a Miyazaki From Software game, exclusive to PlayStation 4. They showed a trailer. It looks amazing. No gameplay, but holy shit, man.
It has been confirmed today as a Demon's Souls spiritual successor as well.
After seeing it, there was no doubt in my mind that that's what it was going to be, man.
You missed another big release as well.
What else did I miss?
We're going to have to talk about it because there's a little retarded dog in there as well, but that's Little Big Planet 3.
Oh, holy hell, yeah.
Shit. Did I miss an entire page of notes? I think I missed an entire page of notes, man.
Well, let's not go back to all of them, but let's just talk about Little Big Planet's idea to add 3 new characters.
Yeah, it's unneeded, but I'm still super excited for LBP3, and the fact that you can still play all of the other levels from LBP 1 and 2 on LBP3.
Guys, I totally did miss an entire page of notes. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Obviously, you didn't find anything worthy in there then.
Things that we missed that we're not going to talk about, but were there. Dead Island 2 had a new trailer. They've got a new comedy feel to it. Little Big Planet 3, my notes. They've given Sackboy Sonic friends. One looks like a ballsack frog, one's a bird, and one's a Play-Doh retard. That's what I wrote down. They all look a bit terrible. And that was it. Otherwise, it was stuff that we've seen in other conferences, like Battlefield Hardline and Assassin's Creed and stuff. And Infamous Second Son DLC, there you go. There's a standalone coming out where you play as Fetch, the chick with the neon power. It's called Infamous First Light. You won't need Infamous Second Son to play it, and that's coming soon.
Second Light? What's it called?
Infamous First Light.
It looks like it's prequel, right, to Second Son.
It is going to be a prequel story.
It's before she escapes. So I guess it's you escaping with the other characters then.
Looks good.
They also showed some more footage of The Order as well, but it was like 9 minutes of cutscene with about 30 seconds of a guy pulling the trigger at something. So it wasn't good.
I think what they're doing with that game is showing how it goes from gameplay to sequence of film footage or whatever, and how it's all seamless. But they didn't do a good job of showing how seamless it is when there's hardly any gameplay. Like if there'd been more gameplay, more maneuver, it might have been a bit more impressive. But I've ordered it. It's been delayed until next year now, but I'm definitely going to be up for that one.
Yeah, I can see myself picking it up too, just because it's got that sort of gritty tone to it that I like. You know, I'm sure I'll find something to enjoy there, but right now there's nothing that's like jumped out at me about it. You know, from all the stuff that I've seen, it doesn't look like it's going to be like a must own or a system seller. It looks like something that I'm going to play in between playing other things. Is there anything else we missed?
Probably a whole page of notes again.
Probably, but who fucking cares? We've gone on long enough anyway. It was a good conference, all in all. There was a lot of cool things announced. Some really poor decisions, though, towards the end that took away from it. It could have done with some pacing, pacing improvements, some streamlining. Basically, they could have taken a note from Microsoft's book this year. I felt that Microsoft had a much stronger conference than them, which is a sad thing to say considering it was like the opposite last year, but who knows. What do you guys think?
I still think it's quite strong. Actually, I still think it's very strong. I'd say it's probably on par with Microsoft. I wouldn't say Microsoft was better.
I think Microsoft went out of the way to surprise me more. Sony gave me what I expected. I think ultimately my game of show is going to be coming from that Sony conference. Maybe my two favourite, but overall I think Microsoft had more to surprise me with, which is just more exciting then.
Cool. Janny, is there anything that we've spoke about here that interested you at all, other than Grim Fandango?
No, there was just one thing that popped into my head actually was based on Grim Fandango, was the fact that Sony, that it was mentioned that Sony were the ones who were sort of helping out getting it back, getting the HD remix done.
Yeah.
And I do wonder if that paves the way for more Sony exclusive Double Fine games.
I guess it will depend how well Grim Fandango sells, man. If it does well, I don't see why they wouldn't do some more.
Have the recent one with Elijah Wood in there, have there been any plans to bring that to console yet?
I haven't heard anything about it coming to console.
See if they
it definitely is coming to console though, right? Because when the Kickstarter launched, there was stretch goals that allowed for them to bring it to consoles, and they met that. So the plan was always to bring it to consoles eventually. There's just no release date, so expect it in the near future, I guess. Cool. Well, if no one has anything else to add, I guess we'll end that there, man.
Yeah.
Sweet. You can reach us on Facebook at GSC Games. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's GSC_games. If you want to get in contact with any of us individually, our Twitter tags will be down in the description. And we will see everybody next time.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye.